we're done. Look at this. Quickly put it at the top. Bottom, top, there. It's beautiful. It's perfect. Now we can click submit and we're done. Oh, there's no way he beat me on this. I've got 100%. No pressure, William.
Hey, Adrian, what's up?
I was just a little bit bored and I thought I'd call you and see if we can do something a little bit fun.
What do you mean you're bored? You make like one video a day. How is that possible?
Yeah, well, I thought we could do a bit of a challenge. What do you think?
Alright, game on, Adrian. But first, let me get some coffee.
So here, I'm gonna go right into it. I'm not gonna wait at all. So we've got our body tag and I'm gonna do a background here, put that in. Then after that, we're gonna do margin 0 and padding 0, display, flex, justify, content, center, align, items, center. Beautiful, so we have that. Now have a look at the height. The height's already perfect, so that's good. And then for the div here, we almost have 2 divs. So I'm just gonna give this a quick class. I'm gonna call this ticket. So here for our ticket class, we've got a background of yellow. So let's put that in. The height looks fine, but I'm not sure of the width. Maybe say 400 pixels, 300 pixels, no, 200 pixels. Yeah, it's just about, what is that, 200 pixels? It's hard to tell. Looks like it's 202 pixels, I think. Maybe 204 pixels, 205 pixels. Quick. Gotta be fast for this. Oh yeah, no, way more. 210 pixels, let's do that. No, mine's too much. Oh no, maybe it was 200. I'm not gonna overcomplicate it. Let's see, leave it at 200. Then I'm gonna create one section here called div class right, and that'll be the right hand side. Let's finish off this div. If I can type, then I can win. Then in here we'll do right, and this has that background color, background, paste that in. Then we'll do for this ticket display flex and justify content flex end. This can have a width of 50 pixels. Background, come on, there we go. So that's a little bit more than 50 pixels, maybe say 75 pixels. Is that 75? No, it's less, it's 60. Surely it's 60. Oh, ooh. I'm gonna stick with 60 for the time being, keep it simple. Now, position, absolute, no, relative. And then these can be the dots. So we'll do div class, and then do top left dot top left. Close that. Let's get this class here. And then we want the background here to be background. Put this one in. Border radius 50%. I know he's not good at these border radius things, so we'll keep doing this. Width, say 25 pixels. Height, 25 pixels. Position, absolute. Left, 0 pixels. Top, 0 pixels. Great. Now we need to make it a little bit bigger, so 50 pixels. And 50 pixels. Left, negative 25 pixels. And top, negative 25 pixels. Boom, we've got our indentation thingy, but it's still too big. We have to make it smaller. Yet. So let's do 25 pixels here for the indentation. And this can be 12.5 for the negative amount. What is that? My one here. Now it's too small. Maybe say 30 pixels. And here we'll do 15 pixels for the negative. Let's make sure we get this perfect for the first one. And then we can do the rest. So maybe we'll increase that to 40 and negative 20. Come on, we need this perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect. All right, now we can just copy these across and we win. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is top right. So let's copy this across top right. We'll do it on the right side. And top right and top right. Boom. Then we need one on the bottom left. And bottom right. Beautiful. Let's copy these across. They're perfect. And we'll do one here at the bottom. And at the bottom, copy this, copy that. Beautiful. Oh, we're missing one. Here, I've not spelled it correctly. Bottom right, bottom left. Now we have only two left here, these little indents. So we'll call this middle top and middle bottom, and then we'll be done. Come on. All right, let's copy. These are offset just a little bit. So this will be something like on the right, maybe at say 50 pixels. And let's do middle bottom. There, it's too big. Let's make 20 pixels, offset 10 pixels. I think that's already perfect. And then copy one more. Oh, one more. And we're done. Look at this. Quickly, put it at the top. Bottom, top, there. It's beautiful. It's perfect. Now we can click submit and we're done. Oh, there's no way he beat me on this. I've got 100%. No pressure, William.
And this is gonna be our container. And we're gonna have rectangle 1, rectangle 2. Now we can use display flex and so maybe I don't need container actually. Up and justify content center align items center, looking good. So now we have R1 R2. Let me set the background colors. So this is R1, this is R2. So the height is correct, it's 100 pixels. The widths are, the total width is correct, but probably maybe this one is 50 and 150 for R1. Looks good. So now let's do our little circles. So let's try these two big circles. So C1. And here maybe I'm gonna use a class big circle. And C2 is the first time I use a class in CSS Battle, but so big circle, background color violet, width, let's try 25, height 25, border radius 50%. This is too small. That might be it, I don't know. And now let's do position absolute and then do top minus 20. Oh. I think yes. So how can I do position relative? Minus, okay, minus 40. Minus 20. Minus 20. So I'm really confused with this position relative, position absolute, because in React Native, everything is absolute or relative. So I'm not sure how these rules work, but that looks good, I think. Yes, but then the bottom one, I think that I'm gonna struggle. So this one is C1, and now C2. We know that the height is 100. Should I do 120? 100. Okay. Okay, looks good. Now let's do the other two big ones on the other shape. So for sure, I mean, there is a way more elegant way to position these elements, but let's add C3, C4 in this shape. Here I'm lucky because I know really the dimensions of the objects and they are quite easy, but okay. So C3. And should I do right 0? Minus 20, okay. And C4. No. For 30, yes. That kind of makes sense. It's not very elegant, but and now let's do the small one, which I feel might be tricky because let's see. So that would be C5, C6, small circle. So is it maybe 20 pixel radius? Could be. And where did I put it into R1? C5, position relative. So I have some issues somewhere. I forgot to rename this one to small circle. So C5, let me just do background color red to see it. That looks good. So left 1, so 150 minus 10, 140, top 10. If I put back the background color, it's not correct, but let me do C6 first and then try to see how I can fix it. C6, and I just put it in red again. So minus 90, minus 100, 110, okay. So the right circle is bigger, and I think this is where I get punished because I laid out things in such a dirty way that now if I change the dimension, it's going to be a nightmare to update. But I'm tempted to do something like this. That looks perfect. Now I need to reposition left 30. Perfect. And I guess this is C3, C4, 40, 40. Okay, that's not that bad. It's not 100%, but I think it's gonna be good enough for me. Oh, 100% match. Perfect. So then there is a bug because I do see this tiny difference. Oh well, I'll take it.
Round 2. Ready, go!
So first things first, we're gonna do a body. Let's do the background here. Then let's do margin. Oh, don't even worry about that. Display, flex, justify, content center, align items center. Then we're gonna do our div here, and this can have a class called circle. So let's call this circle. Then we want to do, let's see, the background here, border radius, another one, beautiful. Radius, let's do that as 50%. So we need that to be a little bit bigger. So let's bump that up to 150. That's perfect.
So let's put our background color. This is the body. And let's do our circle. So background. And let's do width 150, height 150, border radius 50%, display flex, align item center, justify content center. Looks good. So now we have a couple of shapes we need to do.
Then we need a couple of things happening here. So for this circle, I'm going to do a position of relative, and we need a couple of horizontal lines. So I'm going to call that div class h1 or h-1. Let's do that since we're trying to save on characters. h1 or h-1, sorry. That can have this background color. Then its height can be what, like 10 pixels, and top can be 10 pixels, left can be 0 pixels, and right can be 0 pixels. And position is absolute. Not high enough. So maybe top can be 30. Ooh. Almost right. 29 pixels. Nope. 30 pixels? Something didn't seem right. My one is 1 pixel too high, but if I do 29, it's... Let's try 29.5. Yeah, it's 29.5. Okay, I don't know if half pixels work, but obviously in this case they do. So let's copy a couple of these. So we need 2 more, 2 and 3. So let's do h.h2 and .h3. So we're not using too much classes. And here for .h-2, we'll just do the top as, what will that be like? I guess 60 pixels from the top. No, it's more. It's like 90 pixels. Less, 70. 68? No, 69.5. What's with these half pixels? And finally H3. What is that? I guess like 90? 9.9? Oh, sorry, 5? No more. 110? And 0.9.5. Alright, beautiful.
So let me... I'm not gonna try to be fancy. I'm just gonna try to get it done, but let's see here maybe we can do it using flex positioning. So circle, display, flex, align, flex direction column, justify content, space between, and so line, height 5 pixels, width 100, background color, okay, so space evenly, looks good, 10 pixels, background color, perfect.
So we've got these 3 lines now, we just need these 2 more ones. So this one will be a top line 1. So let's copy this across and call this T-1. So that's the line from the top. This time we'll do a width, we'll center it. So we'll do, say, top is 0 pixels, left is 50%, and translate, we'll do transform, translate Y, 50%, negative 50%. Ooh, don't hit save on that. Transform, translate Y. Is it Y or X? Surely it's Y. Where is it? Width? Oh, height. So we'll have to do bottom 0 pixels. Beautiful. Okay, where's the rest of it? Surely it's bigger than that. H1, circle. Yeah, it's weird. Border 1 pixel, solid red. There it is. So maybe we'll do translate X. There we go. Perfect.
So now let's do the 2 circles. And here the 2 circles, I'm gonna use. I'm tempted to center them outside and then move them. Let me think quickly. I'm gonna do container. I'm tempted maybe to do this outside, but let's see. So container, I'm gonna use an absolute position fill to overlay everything. Again, display absolute coming from React Native. And background color, just to check. It's not working. Position absolute. Yes, that's what I was afraid. So does it mean that here I need to do position relative? Perfect. So this is good, and inside, no, I'm gonna do, sorry. So this is gonna be a circle. So class, okay, I'm gonna, so ID C1, I'm just gonna repeat the code. C1, C2. So this one is, let's say C1. No background color. Border radius is, can I do 50%? No. 75. Border is 10, solid, and this color. And let's say maybe I do left 75. No. Can I move this now? So that's why maybe I should have put it outside. C1, C2. And they seem to actually modify. I'm just gonna do it outside. C1, C2. do a circle. So let's do so we can reuse this thing here. And here I'm gonna use display flex. Let me copy paste from here. And now I can do C1, which is like this one. Let me do background red just to check. Okay, and then I can do position relative left 75 pixels. 75, 35, and let's do the border 10 pixels solid. Looks good, and now we can do C2. And here I want to do 70. No, wait. C2. Now left 150 minus 35 minus 75. Pretty close. And I forgot the middle line. Let me do just here L1. And with 10, no border radius, and this is the background. So definitely not perfect, but I guess good enough. Let's submit. Yeah, 99%, 99.2. Yeah, good enough for me.
And then 2 more. Now, these are going to be the tricky ones. How the hell do I do that? Oh, only one way to try, and that's to try. So maybe skew Y 25%. Do a bracket. What are the transform variables we have that we can do? I've never done something like that. I could do a circle maybe. Maybe I could do a circle. That might not be the conventional way to do it, but... Oh, I don't have a T2? What is this? T1? T2. Anyway, so let's try this circle way. So inner circle. And we'll copy this circle we had before. We'll just call this an inner circle. And then for this, I guess the width can be 100 pixels. Let's do position absolute. And we'll make it red for now so that we can see it. Then we'll do a left 50%, transform, translate, Y, maybe 50%, X. So that's one way to do the circle. We'll just, I suppose, Z index it lower. So I guess this could have a Z index, I'll say 100. And the lines could have a bit more, I guess. So here, these can have, say, 50. No, sorry, they can have 150. And then this here can have, where's our inner circle color? Red. So we apply it like that. Maybe make it a little bit less, so maybe 75 pixels for the width. So that's almost there, maybe a little bit more, say 85. So that's our inner circle 1, and then we'll just do one more inner circle. So this can be inner circle 2. And this one we'll do red for now. And this can be a little bit smaller, I suppose, maybe say 50 pixels. Its height can be a little bit smaller, so say it'll start at 40, 30. So we'll do top 10 pixels. And then almost has to have those little corners at the top and bottom. That's annoying. Not sure how I'll do that. So close, yet so far. That's frustrating. That's a fail. I think you've beaten me here, William, because I just can't get these to do what I want. Look at this. It's just like, where's my T1 line going? I'm missing my T1 line, so that needs a Z index of 200. I think that's the best we're gonna do. Let's submit that and see how badly we did. Oh, that's 99.92.
It's the last round. 3, 2, 1, go!
We're starting. Let's be so I've got to make this sort of a box which looks like an envelope, which looks like a sun. That's a very weird one. Oh, but let's look at here. So obviously, the first thing is the color. Let's fix up the color there. Probably not the color I'm after. Let's see. Yep, that's the one. Then we'll do top left radius to 50%, and maybe we'll copy that on the right side. Then on the bottom left, border left radius, we'll do, what is that, like 1 EM, and then let's copy that over to the right side, and let's do an overflow hidden. Beautiful. And a position of absolute. Great, so that's done. And oh no, sorry, relative. We'll do a position of relative. It's got a little bit more height there, so I think the height will have to be something like 200 pixels. Maybe 100 pixels has to be the height. If that's the case, that we might have to do a box underneath.
So we are doing this sunset. So we have a square with the bottom border radius and 3 circles within the square with an overflow hidden, and then a half a circle on top. And the whole thing is centered into the body. So let's do first the background, and we're gonna do display flex, justify content center, align item center. So this is gonna be our main container, and let's do the square. And we have 3 circles within C1, C2, C3. Let's do the body first. So the background color, So let me put some random heights and heights just to check. So this is too small. 150. And so maybe I need to do the half circle immediately to push down the square to the bottom. So maybe I can do, I'm gonna call it head. And so I think the width is correct, 150. Border radius 50%. And background color. Oops. And height 75. Should move this one into body. No, wait. I need to put a wrap container to center everything. And I would like so it looks like they are overlaid on top of each other. Is it because I'm using this? Yes, these empty tags. Perfect. Up. Yeah, I'm really not used to, since I'm doing React Native. So now I need to cut it in half, which I could do with absolute positioning. So and position relative to put the circle behind the square, but then I'm afraid I'm gonna lose the dynamic centering. Is there a way I could? Maybe just with a container and an overflow hidden. Let's try. Okay, don't, I guess. Or let me check. Okay. But the size is wrong. So maybe 140, 70. Or no, the width was correct, or? $145. So the width might be okay, but the height probably is wrong. 140, 120. Looking good, I like it. It's not perfect, huh? 25. Okay, let's add the bottom border radius. Border radius, I'm not even sure. Bottom, can I do this? No, bottom left. Left bottom. Okay. Okay, that was a lucky shot. It looks pretty good. I think that's okay. I'll take it. Right side.
Okay, so let's start this again. So now we've got this. We're gonna do display flex, justify, content center, then align to center. Then in this div, we're gonna place, let's see, our top circle or top half circle. I don't think this has autocomplete, so yeah, no, it doesn't have autocomplete. So I'm just gonna do div class and let's place that in there. Can close that div off, And for this circle, I'm gonna do, let's see, height 100 pixels, width 200 pixels. Copy this light color here, so background. Let's see what we get. So we get this nice shape here. The width is almost too much. Let's do that at 12 EM. No, let's do 10 EM. Too much, still 9, 8. So let's have a look. Yeah, that's a little bit more, a little bit more. So let's do 10 EM. Yeah, that's almost, it's a little bit too big. So if that's not EM, we'll have to do pixels. So let's do 125 pixels for width. That's not enough. 150 pixels. Come on, we gotta be quick for this. Yeah, but the 50 pixels seems about right. Then for the height, I'll also do 150. Border radius, I'll border top left radius 50%. Come on, there we go. There we go. There's our top left. We'll do top right as well. Beautiful. Look at that. That's beautiful already. And then for the height can probably be a bit less. So let's do 100 pixels for the height. But if we make the height less, it's losing some of the styling there. But that's okay. We can leave the styling as is. I think that's fine. We can move on to the next section here. So this will be probably there's some sort of a circle that's going on at the bottom. So bottom border curve, and my naming conventions here are terrible, but that's okay. Div class. Never knew that styling can be so hard if you're just using CSS. So let's close that div there. Oh, and we're gonna have to put this in a containing div so it's nice and centered. So let's close this off. Beautiful. That still looks a little bit wonky, and I'm not too sure yet why. Maybe because this needs to be display inline block. And for our next one, that also has to be a display inline block. So we have 2 now. Let's do here. This needs a parent class, so let's do class holder. Simple enough. There we go. And for this, we'll do flex direction. So let's do flex direction column. And for this bottom item, we don't want this border radius at the top, at the bottom. So let's copy that across. Let's do, what was it, 15 pixels? More or less about 15 pixels, I think. And let's see. Ooh, we've applied the wrong styling. So this should be on here, and this should be on here. The height is too high as well, so I'm just going to do 50 pixels for the height. So that's almost perfect. I think it's like 1 pixel off, so I'm just going to do 49 pixels, and there, that's perfect.
All right, so we can do the circles inside the body. We're gonna center, so we're gonna center the first one and overlay the 2 using absolute position fill. So they're gonna use a different layout. So here, let me do display flex, align items, center, justify content, center. And so we're gonna do the first circle, which is a small one. Background color. Width, I don't know, 40. Height 40. Border radius 50%. It's too small. 60. And okay, so maybe I do need to position it manually. So position relative top minus 10, 15. That's not a good sign. But okay, let me do C2 and so here I really want to have, yeah, I'm gonna do an absolute position fill, an absolute positioning. So C2, it's gonna be this one here. So background color, position absolute, and with, I have no idea, let me put, I don't know, 150 height, 150, and border radius 50%. Here should I do position relative? Okay. And then here if I do, let's say left minus 50. So do I need to do, can I do an overflow hidden here? Perfect. Okay.
So now that we have that, we just need our elements there at the bottom. Yeah, that's going to be a tricky one. So what I might actually do is I might bump this up to 99 pixels of height and do a negative margin of 50 pixels. So we get the same sort of an aspect, but now what we can do is an overflow hidden. So we've got this overflow hidden. We can now apply some styling inside of here. So in here, I'm going to do bottom left circle. I think that should be good. Yep. Let's do div class bottom left circle. Beautiful. And this here will need a position of relative. And then the item here at the bottom. So this one here, bottom left circle. I'm going to do a position of absolute. We'll do left negative 50%, width 100%, height 100%, bottom negative 50%, border radius 50%, and then we'll use this darker background color. Beautiful. So there's our weird looking circle that doesn't look right at all. Let's bump this up to 150 pixels and 150 pixels. So that looks like it's not enough. Something about that is, maybe it needs to be with 200 pixels. 200 is almost too much. Okay. So what's going on? Maybe that circle is actually bigger and I don't realize it. Let's do 300 pixels and the negative amount is 300 pixels. So now that's left negative 300, bottom. So we have to do 150. So it's half. Okay, let's do that. That's still, it's too big. We'll do 150 and 150, and here this can be 75 and 75. Let's try that. So that's almost all right. It still needs to be bigger. So I'm gonna do 200 and 100 pixels here for its offset, and there, that's perfect. That is literally perfect. All right, great. So we can copy this over to the right and start this off at the right. And for the right, we've got the darker shade, so we'll just apply it in there. Copy this div over, call it right, and there's our right one, so that's perfect.
So top 45, 40. Oof. 35. I mean, the radius is wrong, obviously. My circle is smaller. Let me put 200 maybe. This one is tough, I think. Something. Oh, wow. Okay. These are really lucky shots. but C1 is really not good. Could it be the radius also 60? Is it smaller or? I don't know. Okay, let's do C3. And I guess it's a bigger radius. Let's put 300. Move it. Top. No, it's smaller. Huh? 200 as well, maybe actually. Wow, this is a lucky shot. I just put some random values. And so the only thing that doesn't work is the circle at the center. Minus 17.5, I don't know. Okay, looks perfect. Ah, no, not really, but good enough for me. I'm submitting. 99.9%. I'll take it.
And then finally the little middle circle. So I'm not sure what you call this circle, but I'm just gonna call it middle circle, where we'll copy over this class, we'll center it, and we'll offset it a little bit. And that should be about it. It's also a lot smaller. I think it's like 75 pixels, but let's copy this whole thing here. Oops, no, sorry. Let's copy this thing here. For the color here, we'll get this light color. For right, we'll get rid of that. We might just do left 50%, width 100 pixels, height 100 pixels, top 50%, I guess. Oh, maybe even 100 pixels. I don't know. We'll just start off at 0 here. And Z index 50. So where is that circle? It's gone. Left. Let's start that off at 0. We haven't given the class a dot, so it's not working. So let's put that dot in there. There we go. So that's way too big. We want that maybe 50 pixels and 50 pixels. That looks better. Maybe even 75 pixels. And top and left 50%. And translate. Transform, translate. That's what it is. Transform, translate. What is it? Y? Negative 50%, do you think? X? Yeah, there we go, X. And this time we'll do it at the top. That's not looking right. Top negative 25 pixels maybe. Maybe a little bit less, maybe 0 pixels for the time being. We'll have to change the Z index. So I might even just, let's move it up here so it has less priority. So there we go. That has much less priority now. That's really tough. So close, yet so far. Let's see what we can do. So first of all, I'm gonna do this to 149 because I can see there is 151 because I can see that 1 pixel was off. The border radius here on the sides need a little bit of adjusting. So they're like, what, 20 pixels? Yeah, let's do 20 pixels. Yep, that's perfect. And then the overflow that I'm doing, we almost need that overflow. Otherwise, how are we gonna do that? That's a good question. Oh, I suppose we could do a height which is slightly more, maybe 109 pixels, and do negative 60 here. Ooh, whatever, I'm wrong. So let's do negative 60 pixels, but this will have 1. So that has a little bit more height there that we can utilize. But it's too high now. What happens if I do 70 pixels? There we go. 70 pixels is good. Now we can make this circle a little bit bigger. Let's make it say 100 pixels and 100 pixels. So that's too big. It does need to have to be about, what's going on here? Even less maybe. Maybe 50 pixels. And then 10 pixels from the top. And then it just needs to be a little bit bigger, 60 pixels here and there. And then maybe a little bit more, 62 pixels. Look at that. No, 64 pixels. Maybe 65. Let's try 65. Let's do 70 pixels. Maybe that's it. It's that pixel perfect amount that sometimes feels like it's just bugging me. Maybe if we do -8 pixels there. That's it. So we need to make it smaller. So say 65 pixels. And then we just need to offset it just a little bit more to the top. So maybe 5 pixels from, no, let's do 12. No, 10. It does feel like it's about 9 or 10. I don't know, it's just that 1 pixel. Maybe it's wider. So let's try wider. We'll do this at 70 pixels. Now that's too wide. 66. My one's too wide. Let's do less wide. Less wide. 1 more pixel less wide. Alright. I think that's just about right. And the height maybe 1 pixel less. Yeah, there we go. I'm happy with that. Let's submit that. Hopefully we didn't do too badly, but I'd love to see how William goes with this, because this was really hard, but I've got a 100% match, so that must be I think anyway. Probably took way too long. Alright, well, I think maybe this is a draw, I don't know. But this was certainly fun. Thank you, William. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. If you haven't already, make sure you hit like and subscribe on William's channel, because he's got some amazing content, especially with React Native, and I look forward to doing some more of these in the future. Maybe you can jump onto my channel and challenge me in some stuff on React Native. But otherwise, thanks.
All right, so that was a fun challenge with Adrian. I cannot wait to look at his solutions. It looks like he went very precise and very fast, and that he did things the CSS way. So I cannot wait to study his solutions, and we're going to do a rematch on his channel. Now, in the first CSS battle with Jessica Chan, I really did things the React Native way. There are only a few sets of primitives we have for layouts in React Native, and then there are also some clear defaults. Here I try to be a little bit more fancy, use classes, use border radius 50%, but still was pretty dirty, and there are clearly things which I don't understand yet how they work in CSS. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this CSS battle. I am looking forward to see you in the next one, and until next time, happy hacking!